Om. What are the similarities seen during the practice? Whether it may be Raja Yoga or Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Any yoga you start, it helps us to minimize our selfishness. Point number one. The second point, whatever may be the yoga, whatever may be the practice you start, it helps us to reach towards our goal, that is the ultimate happiness. One is reducing the selfishness. The second one is helping us to take towards the happiness. Why these 2 points are highlighted? Yes, there are some things where you may gain the happiness by experiencing, by practicing, or doing something, getting something. You may be happy, definitely, no doubt. But there is no guarantee that your selfishness is reduced. For example, you are doing a business. Now you got a so much profit. You will be happy, definitely. When you get the more profits in your business, you will be happy, correct? No one will do the business that they want to become a loss. They want to get loss. So they get the profit, they will be happy. It does not mean that this person is going to become a selfishness. That person may be more selfish. Oh, this time I got this much profit, so next time I should get more profit. No one should get the profit, only I should get the profit. So there is a possibility that person, the selfishness is reducing, but gaining the more and more difficulties in the life, more challenges in the life, more problems in the life. We have seen so many stories in the Puranas, the mythological stories. These are the great people. They started reducing everything, giving, and no selfishness at all. But how many sufferings they got in their life? So hence here, two important points are: one is reducing our selfishness. Second thing is gaining the happiness. Two things has to take place, like a two sides of the same coin. Then we are progressing in yoga. That is a symbol, that is a sign that we are progressing in yoga. So these are the two common things: reducing the selfishness, increasing the happiness. And the direction of the practice in all the paths of yoga is the same. What is the direction? It is the move from selfishness to selflessness. To become less and less selfish is the common direction in all the yoga. Once you start doing that, with the quality that emerges, we all start growing. So look at the qualities. The key quality according to Bhagavad Gita, it says Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Equanimity is yoga. One is the supreme quality for a yogi. It is the release from the bondage at the emotional level, at the mental level, at the intellectual level, and at the physical level. So gradually, we should be able to overcome the bondages that we have and become free and also the master. This is common in all the paths. Whatever may be your path means whichever yoga you start. Then when you go even to the advanced phases of yoga, it is featured by the siddhis, the supernatural powers. What are the three karmas? Sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma. Have you heard previously these karmas in the YAC? So let me give a brief explanation about these three karmas. Anything, whatever you are doing now, the result is going to come in the future. That is called agami karma. Aane wala karma is called agami karma. You have already done something in the previous life or this life. Sometimes you have done. Now the result is manifested already. That is called prarabdha karma. Prarabdha means prarambha has taken place. Beginning has taken place to give the result of that particular karma. It is called prarabdha karma. And there is one more thing which you have already done, but results not yet manifested. Ready to manifest, but not yet manifested. That is called sanchita karma. And these three karmas has to be reduced in our life. Ultimate purpose is these three karmas has to be reduced. And I will give one example to understand these three karmas. You are having some cash with you. You have deposited in the bank. In a fixed deposit, you have deposited. Now you are having a couple of fixed deposits with you. The fixed deposit which is not yet matured, fixed deposit which is not yet matured comes under sanchita karma. The fixed deposit which is already matured, the fixed deposit which is already matured comes under prarabdha karma. And the cash which you are having in your hand, you are going to the bank thinking that you want to go to the bank to put into the fixed deposit. It is the cash with you. You want to deposit in the bank in a fixed deposit. You didn't go to the bank. You are going to the bank. So this in the future, what is going to come by today's my deposit, that is comes under agami karma. I am having the cash. If I want to deposit, I can deposit. If I deposit, it will comes under agami karma. Going to deposit, or I can use that cash for my other purpose. That is up to you. So according to our 4 yogas, when you are doing the sadhana of these 4 yogas, sanchita karma will be totally reduced. Agami karma will be totally reduced. Only one karma will be there, that is a prarabdha karma. Only the prarabdha karma is there in our hand. And no one can escape from this prarabdha karma. Prakarshena arabdha karma iti prarabdha karma. That which is already started, prakarshena prarabdha, already started. Take the great masters, Ramana Maharshi and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. These are the great people, great sages. Even though they are the great sages, both of them undergone this prarabdha karma called cancer. Agami karma totally neutralized, and sanchita karma totally neutralized. Only the prarabdha karma which is there, one has to experience. And once when you progress in the yoga, this prarabdha karma, even though it is there, it will not affect you. Only body will undergo the effect, but you are untouched by the pain and pleasure. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Ramana Maharshi. Even though they are having the cancer, they never expressed, oh, I am having the pain in my throat, I am having the pain in my hand. No, it is that body is suffering, not me. That comes by the progress in the yoga. That comes by the progress in our scripture, in the sadhanas which are mentioned in our scriptures. And I'll give one more example for this sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma. Like seeds. Seeds are there. and every day night you put into the water and tie in a cloth. So next day morning, what you will get? Sprouts comes. Correct? And if this seeds, before putting into the water and tying it to the cloth, you put on the pan and you make the fry. Will this fried seeds will give the sprout? No. So this making fry is called Jnanagni. Bhagavad Gita says, Jnanagni dagda karmanam. All these karmas are dagda, are going to be fried in the Jnanagni. We can remove the capacity to produce the sprout from the seed. This seed is called karma. What is the sprout is coming? The result of the karma. Here we are not talking about the good karma or bad karma. Any karma we don't want. Because we want to be neutralized. We want to become as we are. Patanjali Maharshi says, Swarupe Avasthanam, to establish in our own self. That is the ultimate thing. So hence, therefore, even at the advanced level, there are similarities in all the paths which helps us to remove these karmas, the same supernatural powers, the same purification process, overcoming our blocks, the obsessions, the phobias, strong likes and dislikes in everything, the purification is the same. So you take any path, be strong and don't give up that path. Generally, freedom is from the, now we are talking about the freedom, moksha. Moksha from what we want. So in the study material, it says the freedom is from the 6 main violent emotions. These are also called 6 enemies. Every one of us having the 6 enemies. Who are the 6 enemies? They are called Arshad Vargas. Kama, desire, is an enemy. Krodha, anger. Lobha, miserliness. Moha, delusion. And Madha, ego. Matsarya, jealousy. These are the 6 enemies. Yoga Vasishta says, Anudhinam tanutvam yati arishat vargani. These 6 enemies of the person go on thinning, reducing day by day by the practice. As we continue the practice, as we grow to higher and higher level of sadhana, we continuously see that there is a complete change, a complete transformation, complete move towards that equanimity, that samatvam. One continuously moves towards the state of happiness and blissfulness. So do the sadhana, do the regular practices so that we can reach the ultimate goal of happiness or samatva. In all the paths, the Pancha Kosha model, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha models explains and also brings in the aspect of our culture. So, by the practicing of these sadhanas, these upasanas, we will be transforming from one kosha to other kosha, then finally we'll be establishing into the ultimate ananda. What do you mean by transforming this pancha koshas, 5 koshas? Analyzing each kosha. Now you take the first kosha, Annamaya kosha. Are we Annamaya kosha? No, we are not Annamaya kosha. Annamaya kosha belongs to us. So who am I? I am Atma. What do you mean by Atma? Atma means Satyam. What do you mean by Satyam? Satyam means that which exists in the 3 periods of the time is called Satyam. That which exists in the 3 periods of the time is called Atma. Now, Annamaya Kosha is the body is existing in all the 3 periods of the time. We have the same body 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. No. So this body is keeping on changing. So when you understand this, then it comes, you are transforming the Annamaya Kosha. Then similarly, Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya means bioenergy sheath. That energy, all the time is your energies is the same. When the winter comes, our energies is gone. See, look at all our situation now. Early morning, if I get up, see, look at my, I can say my own experience. Even though living in Hyderabad apartment, when I get up early morning, 4:30 or 5 o'clock, so nose is totally blocked. So what we do? Oh my God, I don't want to get up early morning. Even though we are waking, but still lying down on the bed, covering the complete blanket and folding all the body into one place because too much cold. Here, so many apartments, not even sunlight. Unfortunate thing is, so energy levels are down. So, so when the energy levels are going up and down, how can I say I am the pranamaya kosha? No. Then manomaya kosha. Am I manomaya kosha? Is manomaya kosha is a constant all the 3 periods of the time? No. Sankalpa vikalpatmakaha manasa. This mind is keeping on changing. What thought comes now will not be there next. So hence I am not the manomaya kosha. Then vijnanamaya kosha. Is your knowledge is the same all the time? We are gaining the so much. We are transforming in the knowledge. We are gaining the more knowledge. So that means I am not Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya. I am not even Anandamaya Kosha because this Anandamaya Kosha is based on the ignorance. Ignorance based bliss. In English, there is a saying ignorance is a bliss. This ignorance is a bliss is Anandamaya Kosha. So I am not ignorant. I have to gain the knowledge. So then comes the Ananda. That Ananda is Sat Chit Ananda. There are in 2 places Ananda word comes. One place in Panchakoshas, in another place Sat Chit Ananda. So Ananda which is mentioned in Panchakoshas and the Ananda which is mentioned in Satchidananda, both are different. In Panchakoshas, Ananda is ignorance based Ananda. Ignorance is bliss, that Ananda. Whereas in Satchidananda, that Ananda is based on your knowledge, absolute knowledge. So please understand that. So we need to transform from this 5 koshas that happens by the sadhana of these 4 paths of yoga, 4 streams. So Vedantic holistic system, the time has come where extensive applications of yoga and spirituality have started coming up in very big way. Ultimately, it is a social order and it is the ideal social order that we have to build. How can we do that? Yes, we have been experimenting in the West as we move from socialism and communism towards the capitalism and a democratic system. Swami Vivekananda says we have to go into the Vedantic holistic system with a complete value system of dharma, controlling the artha and kama to reach the goal of moksha. Now you can see how Swami Vivekananda is summarizing here whatever we have discussed. We discussed about the artha, kama, moksha, the 4 goals. Now Swami Vivekananda makes it very clearly. We have to go into the Vedantic holistic system with a complete value system of dharma, controlling the artha and kama. We need to transform this from artha and kama to reach the goal of moksha. Unless we have this total value system or the holistic value system, we will not be able to build an ideal social order. So what is emphasized here? The values, the character, the culture, the Sanatana Dharma. You may be getting and gaining so many things. You should not give up your roots, basic roots. The basic roots are our culture, our Sanatana Dharma. We have seen social orders like a Roman and the Greek empires, which emphasized only on the values of Artha and Kama, where affluence, wealth, and pleasure were made the highest values of life. There are so many places, so many countries, they have given the importance only to the Artha and Kama. But today they are not there. They are suffering a lot. They have only collapsed and only their names remain. They are not there. You see now Roman Empire anywhere anymore? Can you see the Greek Empire anymore? Alexander the Greek invaded every country. God is there? Nowhere. Only name remains. Nothing is there. They have only collapsed and only their names remains. Whereas India, over the several thousands of years, has been continuing its culture despite of all the upside downs. How many people came and invaded us? So Mughals were there. There are so Britishers were there. Huh? So many people damaged our culture, damaged our country, damaged our Sanatana Dharma. And in today also, so many Western countries, Western philosophies, Western following things are coming into India and trying to spoil the India. Still, our culture is survived because that is the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma. Even after thousands and thousands of years, no one can disturb our culture as long as we are having our Vedas with us. No one can do anything to us. And lucky thing today, in 22nd century, so many Western countries people, so many Western countries, they are coming towards the Sanatana Dharma. Have been there in Russia, have been there in Japan, have been there in Singapore, Malaysia, Switzerland. I can, this is my experience I'm sharing with you. Many people, they are coming to the yoga way of life. They want to know more and more yoga. They want to know our Sanatana Dharma. They are learning a lot Sanatana Dharma. I have seen so many of students, Westerners, the foreigners, who speaks in Sanskrit. And when Swami Vivekananda Yoga Ashram organized the International Day of Yoga,
stealing and brahmacharya is being controlling your energies and celibacy, and parigraha is non-hoarding. And then you go from those yamas to the niyamas, and these niyamas are personal observances. And the first one of these being saucha, which is purity. So being clean in body, mind, and spirit, in your thought, in your word, and in your deed. And so then also santosha, this is contentment, being not satisfied, but being content with where you are and accepting things as they are. And then you would have tapas, and this is austerity. And then you have Ishwara, or I'm sorry, you have, I lost my train of thought, I apologize. Tapas, SVYASA, this is self-study, so self-study in spiritual growth. And then the most important, in my opinion, is Ishwara Pranidaha, and this is surrendering to the Lord. So these
they have participated in our programs, the online. There are so many people, because they have found in their religion, in their path, there is some loops are there, and they are coming towards the Sanatana Dharma. So many people are coming to Sanatana Dharma. It's become a yoga is a way of life now. Sanatana Dharma is nothing but a yoga, a way of life. That is the greatness of our Indian culture, Indian glory. Today, entire world is looking at towards the India, especially after first International Day of Yoga. Many people understood that yoga means not only the asanas. There was a misconception. One of my friend, they went to the China first time to conduct some yoga program. This Chinese people told our friend, "Is this yoga from the US, na?" They are thinking that yoga belongs to US. The now entire scenario is changed. Everyone knows yoga means India, India means yoga. Yoga is nothing but a Sanatana Dharma, is a way of life. So, being a yoga instructor, you will be having one extra responsibility. You know, what do you mean by yoga instructor? First of all, we should know what do you mean by yoga instructor. Yoga instructor does not mean that one who teaches the asanas and that's it. No. Yoga instructor means as Sanatana Dharma ambassador. As a yoga instructor, you are having the extra responsibility, not only the teaching the asanas and other things. The moment when you say yoga teacher means you are the ambassador of Indian culture. You are the ambassador of Sanatana Dharma. You are the ambassador of a yoga way of life. When you remember in your mind, I'm a yoga teacher means I'm the ambassador of Indian culture. I'm the ambassador of Sanatana Dharma. Then you will become the best yoga teacher. Otherwise, you will not be different from a gym instructor, what you call, there are so many other things are there. Gym instructor and some other exercise instructor. That's it. This was there before 2015 throughout the world. Now scenario is changed. Yoga means not only the asanas. Yoga means bhakti yoga, karma yoga, raja yoga, jnana yoga. All these yogas comes. Yoga means to reduce our 6 enemies. Yoga is the process which helps us to reduce, to minimize our enemies. Who are our enemies? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryas are our enemies. These enemies has to be reduced. These enemies has to be minimized. Then only it indicated that you are practicing yoga, you are doing the sadhana of yoga. Then only it is a symbol that you are the ambassador of the Sanatana Dharma. Okay. Otherwise, what happened? So many names comes and goes. But India still survived even after so many situations, so many challenges. So 4 main streams of yoga, all the paths lead to the same goal. So you start from anywhere, bhakti, karma, jnana, raja, whichever fits for you, whichever suits comfortable for you, you start from there. Finally, you will end up with the moksha. And this one, I would like to quote here, Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi beautifully written a book called Upadesha Sara. Upadesha Sara is a book name in which all the 4 yogas very systematically presented. Where he says, first start with the Karma Yoga. And while doing the Karma Yoga is not completed without the Ishvara. We have discussed the Karma Yoga. I hope you all remember. Whatever you are doing, you offer to the Ishvara. Whatever you are getting the result, you accept as a Ishvara. That means without the Ishvara, there is a Karma Yoga is not complete. Then Ramana Maharshi takes from the Karma Yoga slowly into the Bhakti Yoga. And from the Bhakti Yoga, Ramana Maharshi takes us towards the Raja Yoga, gaining the mastery over the mind. Because when you are doing your puja, when you are doing your japa, the ekagrata has to be there. One pointedness should be there. Otherwise, mala is rotating, tongue is moving, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, mind is going everywhere. Kabir Das says very beautifully. So the mind has to be trained. Then from there, Ramana Maharshi takes us into the Raja Yoga. So from there, Raja Yoga, once when you are gained the mastery over the mind, you take towards the knowledge, who am I? So very systematically presented, but still don't try to take only one yoga, take one or two or more than that and be free. Remember the quotation. Each soul is a potentially divine. We have to manifest the divinity by controlling the nature internally and externally. Do it by work or worship, by psychic control or philosophy, by one or more. Be free. So hence, take all these four yogas. You start any yoga, but remember all those yogas comes under these four yogas. Within the four, don't try to choose only one. Try to take all the four with you. As a teacher, this is my advice to you, but still you are having the freedom to choose whatever you want. Okay. So different parts of yoga have been developed to cater to the needs of the individual. Every one of us is different. We are made out of the three gunas, like a sattva, tamas, rajas. So depending upon which guna is predominant in you, accordingly, you choose one yoga as a predominant and remaining three yogas as a supporting to you. Example, when you go to a temple in India, this is a beauty. When you go to one particular temple, there will be so many small temples. Have you noticed this one? And one deity is called main Vigraha, and there will be small temples. And if you go to some other temple, for example, if you go to the Shiva temple, Shiva is their main idol, and there will be some temples called Ganapati, Kumar Swami, and Parvati, and Sarnandi, and all these things. When you go to the Vinayaka temple, Vinayaka will have the main idol. There will be some Shiva temple, Parvati temple, Kumar Swami temple, and other temples. So like that, among these four yogas, you can take any one yoga as your yoga for your sadhana. Like all other yogas, you have to keep it with you. So that it helps us to support to reach the main goal. The idea of having the so many temples within the one temple is when you do the pradakshina, while doing the pradakshina, you will be visiting the small temples in the temple so that your mind will be tuned. A vritti is formed. By the time you reach the main deity, your mind is completely concentrated. That is the idea. The same way, you can have your own yoga, but keep all other yogas with you so that we can able to become gunathitha. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinaha sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari om tat sat. Om. Thank you. If you are having any question, you are welcome to ask.
Sir, I could not listen, sir. In all yogas, there is one common factor. What was it, sir?
Two common factors, not one.
Sir, two, sir.
One is it helps us to remove our selfishness.
Sir.
Second thing is it helps us to take toward the happiness.
Sir. Okay.
So these are the two common factors in any yoga. That means if these two things are not happening, that means you are not doing yoga.